Welcome back to the channel. At this point, I really don't care if anybody but me is watching this shit. I just got done eating eggs over easy with some cheese on toast with cooked ham on top with thiamine, salt, and lemon pepper. And I'm alive. I got to enjoy it. I don't know if my last video even loaded. I don't care. I'm just gonna give you the real meat. So much happened. I could talk for like 6 hours about it. So much happened. I should have been making a video every day, but it was happening. I didn't even have time to make a video in the last week because a whole week has just been non-stop. It was happening. So I didn't have time. You just have to believe me. And it kind of sucks that I'm gonna kill off so much of this story. There's so much of this story you do not get to know. You won't get to. It's not meant to. I don't have enough teachability to listen to some random guy on the internet for 6 hours. You probably won't either. So we're gonna make this video the real meat of it. So give me about the first 3 minutes to get comfy and just talk shit and drop my lighter, of course. And get up out of the, no, wait, yeah, bitch. Oh, fuck. I'm alive. I should be dead, but I'm alive. I'm such a fucking trip. You gotta keep saying it, because I keep forgetting. And I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget. Everybody else will probably want me to forget and shut the fuck up, but it's like I don't wanna, because I should be dead. I'm gonna get to that. We're just gonna cut to it. I'm not gonna, I made that video earlier. If it's called The Beginning. If it didn't load, thank God. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. There's so much of this story I want to talk about. By the way, if that video did load, let me just say this whole topic was to get off drugs. That was kind of a big factor. It's what started it. It's the day I met Alex. I got pushed out of a house. All on the topic of drugs. It was all on that topic. And then I meet Alex at a place I shouldn't have. Magical. 40 seconds of meeting this guy, I knew I had to take him to Phoenix, Arizona. Now let me light this stogie. It's the only drug I'm hooked on anymore. And barely at that. And coffee. And coffee. But god damn it, I just ate my first warm breakfast in weeks and weeks. First real warm meal in the morning. And I'm gonna have that morning cigarette because it just sounds so cool. Good. And with a yellow lighter, which will come up later and why that's funny. Anyway. So I met this kid named Alex. 40 seconds in, I knew I had to take him to Phoenix, Arizona. It was me, him, and this old hound dog. Hound dog. This old blue tick hound named Roscoe. Wow! Oh, fuck. In my story, and I might post this video later. I think I got a video on my phone. It might come in after this. So be prepared for that. But, me and that hound dog, before our adventure began, God, there's too goddamn much. It's just so fuck. There's too much. There's too much. There's too much. Oh, fuck. Anywhere I try to start, it's just, it's too much. It's too much. Oh. I just lived a lifetime in 2 weeks. Yeah. I lived a whole life in 2 weeks. Swear to God, dude. Swear to God. A whole life. I can take any motherfucker off this block, and I guarantee you my last 2 weeks were more eventful than their whole year. I guarantee it. I sound so arrogant of me to say that. And it's probably not true because I don't know what I don't know. But god damn. Too much. So me, Alex, a hound dog, and a girl named Janetta all get into a car. All of us, besides the dog, which I don't really know about the dog. We're all lost. In ways. All of us are fucked up. In ways. And we go out on this journey. Before we leave, we're at Janetta's, by the way. So when you watch that video where I'm talking about how I just went on the most craziest trip with this dog, I'll try to post that video first. I might post that video first. There's going to be a video of me and a dog, if I still have it. That's what I'm talking about, which was a prerequisite for the great path and journey that I walked through later. Anyway, we all went out on our journey. 40 seconds to meeting this guy, Phoenix, Arizona. Got it. We got to do that. So he stays with me for a while. Crazy things happen that I have to skip because I don't have time. Crazy as fuck things. I meet a girl named Janetta, and she will not, for the life of her, we were hanging out, we picked her up out of a dope house, and this dope house was possessed. Oh, the demonic energy, the most horrible room. You know what? If you've been in a dope house, you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the worst of the worst. That's where we picked her up from. And she was having a crying fit because when we left, she said, "Oh, can we just, it's right there. It's only a couple feet down the road. Can we just turn back around? I need to get my pill." She's coming off heroin and shit. She needed to get her pill. And I said no. And we drove all the way like an hour away. And she would not let go of it. And I told her, I said, "Isn't it funny how all these drugs and all these other things are waiting for you down this road? You don't know. And you need to turn around. You have to go back to this house." She don't have to, but she has to. She don't have to, but she has to. She has to go back. Yeah, that's the energy. And I was like, bitch, it ain't happening. I told her this. I said, "I'll drop you off where I picked you up, and you can go get that pill. But then you can't go with us to Phoenix, Arizona to escape this drug life. Or you can stay in the car." And she couldn't take the option. She could not choose. She couldn't. So I dropped her off. I told her, and she said, "Fuck you," and all that other shit. But I was trying to teach her something. Like, isn't it funny how, like, this simple decision, it's so simple, it's so obvious, and you won't get off the fact that you need this drug. Like, that isn't optional. And because of that, that's your downfall. Because it isn't an option, it's your downfall. I hit a cigarette. I know I'm a hypocrite. This is the last drug. Don't even talk shit about it. So that was part of the story I need to tell a little bit. This part about how she couldn't get off of it. Well, the next day, before we head out on our mission, we only have so much money from Missouri to Phoenix, Arizona. I drive, I go this way, I go that, I go this way, I go that. I'm spirit channeling. I'm just spirit walking while driving a car. Spirit driving. Not knowing where I'm going, but in my own town before we head out. Because I didn't feel like we needed to head out yet. And I see that same chick walking down. Never met her before in my life, just like I never met this dude before in my life. And yet I see her the next day. A sign that she must come. So I pull up, she cries, says she's sorry, gets in the car. We go out, we drive out to her house, where we get a blessing. A blessing. It was a blessing from the dude she lives with. This old man named Doug gives us a blessing. I swear to God, it was a blessing. He shook her hand, and I could feel it, like we were being knighted, like we were being blessed on this journey to go out and get clean. So we head out on our journey. By the way, that during that time of that blessing is when the dog ran off at that house. So when you watch that video, that's where we were, getting her stuff. We filled my Toyota Camry, small little car, full. So it was me, a guy, a huge blue tick hound dog, this girl, and all my stuff and all her stuff she could possibly fit in this car. The trunk is full. We slept like this every night, all crammed up in our little car. This is how we slept every night for like a week. So we drive out, we head out, and I'm going to kill a lot of this story because it's too long. It's too beautiful, it's too amazing, it's too much. I got to kill a lot of it. I'm really going to kill almost all of it. I'm only going to give you like 10%. That 10% is going to be the good shit. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't worry, it's good shit. It's coming your way. I'm lighting another one, sorry. But yeah, you're only going to get 10%. Sucks, I know. But that's how it's meant to be. So we head out on our journey. Rough. It's very rough. Very rough journey. We drive all the way up to Arizona. I'm skipping so much. Just remember that. We head out to Arizona. Where's a good spot to start that new part? Let me light this cigarette. Give me about 20 seconds. I don't want that cigarette. I'm alive. I'm alive. I get to kill myself with a cigarette. I get to do that because I'm alive. It's so funny. Anyway, we head out on this long journey, and the forces that were in this car, huh, crazy. Well, I noticed one thing off the bat with me and Alex. We can manifest shit like crazy. I never once met another human being who I could manifest shit as magically as I could with him. When you're connected in a room with people, create a mastermind. Everything you believe, you will see. If you don't believe in certain things, you won't see it. And this guy didn't believe in a lot of things, yet we saw a lot of things. Extra energy was thrown in the pot. It wasn't just me and him. There was some extra energy here thrown in the pot by other forces because it didn't even fucking matter. It didn't even matter what he believed or she believed because we saw shit it shouldn't have happened. And then on our journey, I remember I couldn't get any sleep. So we pulled over in New Mexico days later, and I went outside to sleep. And I only got to sleep for an hour. I was balled up in a bunch of stuff and clothes because there's no room in this car to lay flat. And I sleep for an hour, wake up in a snowstorm. And so we get in the car and we're driving. And the snowstorm's getting worse. Oh, it's getting horrible. Horrible. You think New Mexico, picture Colorado. Because that's really what it looked like anyway. It was like a snowstorm with mountains. And we end up pulling up to a truck stop. A truck stop I've been to before. And have many, many other great stories about. Which, again, I have to kill. And at this truck stop, there's this guy. We have no money, by the way. We're fucking flat broke. We have no way to get to Arizona at this point. I mean, we're very close to no way. Yeah, we have no way to get to Arizona. And there's a guy there who's talking to us about paying. We have just enough money, by the way. I'm sorry, I fucked this up. Maybe I do have money. I'm sorry, this story's so fucked. We have enough money, but we don't have, no, we didn't have a money. I'm sorry, there's so much to this story. There's so much, I know I'm like all over the place. I'm sorry. So much, you gotta believe me. Oh, fuck. Anyway, so we're over here, and there's this guy at this truck stop. There's 3 truck stops. There's a TA, a pilot. This is in Rosetta. Is that right? Rosetta? Loretta? Something with Rose. And it's out in New Mexico. And we go there, and there's this guy outside. And I'm feeling it. There's a lot of signs telling me that I'm supposed to be here. And we need money. And there's this huge snowstorm hitting. And we don't even really have a lot of gas to, like, you know, we have just enough. We have just enough. I remember that's what it was. I had just enough that we could possibly make it to Phoenix. We had $36 and I had a $20 bill from 1981 that I've been saving. So this guy starts talking to me about panhandling and about how I should go to the TA a little bit down the street and panhandle. Immediately, the lights at the truck stop turn on to where he's lit like an angel. And I'm looking at this dude going, holy shit, you're a messenger. I meant to hear you out. So I run back to the car and I'm like, Alex, you know I never rush. You know I never rush. We gotta go. We gotta go to TA right now. Right now. We don't have time. We have to go. I never rush. This catches his attention. I'm telling him about manifesting. He don't believe any of this shit, but it didn't matter. Because I do. And I do. And I'm that powerful. And in this moment, it's a fact that something's going to happen. So I drive to TA. And he's talking to us about panhandling. When you get there, you see further. When I pulled up for gas at that first truck stop, there was no way to get fuel. It didn't work out. The gas pump wasn't working. So we go to TA. I hit the number 8. Everything, by the way, in this whole journey, 8. 8, 8, 8, 8. Everything's about 8. The number 8's everywhere. I just can't explain why. So I pull up to the pump 8. I get gas. I got $13.33, which equaled up to, or something like that. It was 13333, and then the other number was like 95555. All like that, and it all equaled up to a number that was real interesting, like 6s and 9. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Point is interesting because I have $36 on my card, but then it only pops up this much gas. I hit a pump where it gave me all the fuel it had, and it all ended up on interesting numbers of repetition, which all equaled up to total, numerology wise, my numbers. And so I parked the car, and I'd go over here, and this is a snowstorm. Everybody's freaking out. It's New Mexico. It's a snowstorm. People are freaking out, trying to get to their places. And I'm sitting there waiting, and I only waited for like 3 minutes, and this white truck pulls up. And on the back of the truck is like a rat skeleton. I shit you not. It's a skeleton of a rat. It's like a 3D model of a skeleton of a rat. And it's like just sitting on the bed of his truck. It's just like plastered there on a block of wood. It's just random. It's out there. It's different. It's unique. It's a sign. And I watched this guy pull up at an angle. He didn't park it. He didn't go to the fuel pump. He just parked it at a weird angle, and he's staring straight ahead like this. You or me. He's sitting here staring. And I'm looking at him, and I know he's going to talk to me. And then he goes, rolls down window. Hey. And I walk on over. I'm like, here's the guy. Here's the guy. And I say a couple words. Next thing we know, he can't help me out with money. He's a panhandler himself. He pulls around up to my car. Mind you, in my car is a dope sick coming off heroin, puking in my bucket, my water bucket girl, and a dude named Alex who just doesn't believe in any of this shit really. But here's this guy, and he's willing to give us meth, pot, and pills that will help with the girl and her heroin addiction. And everything, all the drugs you could want. And here we are on a mission to quit drugs. And the dude was wearing this necklace. And I never wear this. My older brother, Alex, gave me this necklace. And Alex, who's not my brother, who was in this car, picked this out of my house before we left. And so I wore it. And I never wear shit like this. And he's wearing this too. And so he's wearing this and I'm wearing this. And I'm looking at this guy. And here he is handing us a bunch of drugs. And all he wants to know is where the nearest Walmart is. And so I look it up on my phone, and it's in Las Vegas, New Mexico, 57 miles away from my location. Then the phone stopped working. The internet stopped working all that day, or for at least all that moment. I couldn't Google any more questions. The last question was exactly what he needed to know, which was where to go, which was Las Vegas, New Mexico. Where's my lighter? You're killing my story. There it is. So we get the drugs from this guy, and it was so powerful of how it happened. I told the girl in my back seat, I guarantee I get you your drugs, because she's freaking out. And I'm so powerful that it just happens. But I also had this feeling of weariness. To be careful. So we get the drugs from this guy. I watch as my buddy Alex changes. He changes. By the way, this guy is an Aries sun, Sag moon, Aries rising. I'm a Taurus Aries, Libra moon, and a Cancer rising. Very sensitive. And I'm dealing with Aries and Sag and Aries. Ooh, fire, fire, fire. Narcissistic fire. Just in his case. That means if you weren't, doesn't mean you were. Point is, very aggressive, very powerful being I'm hanging out with. And very close to, at that point. I'm lighting those. So this guy, this necklace, pulls up out of nowhere, gives us a big old bag of dope, big old thing of pot, and a bunch of pills and stuff for the heroin addict in the back. And it was so big and so out there and so quick after I said we need to hurry, it literally made people that would never believe this shit look at me and go, that was fucking impossible. Which kind of scared me. Because they shouldn't have seen it. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened. They don't believe in that shit, but it happened anyway. So we pull over and get our high. We get our high on. And I watch as everybody changes in the car. Very demonic energy entered. Before, by the way, that guy left, out of fucking nowhere, he looks me dead in the eye and says, follow, or he says, stick to the path. No, follow the path. Yes, follow the path. It was random. It was random. Panhandler, big rings on his finger, necklace like this, heavy metal, panhandling dude in a truck with a rat skeleton in the back. Looks at me and says, follow the path. Leaves. Interesting. So, let me turn this fucking heat off because it's too much now. Not too much. Turn the car off. Too much. So we get our drugs on. And we start driving after we get high. And I'm telling everybody, we need to be careful. I'm telling them, I'm freaking out. I'm like, we need to be careful. And I know because I've manifested a lot. And I knew that this was the biggest manifestation I've ever seen in my life. Just the way it hit, the way it happened, how much stuff was going on. All this minutia of details that I am not allowed to tell you because of time limits here. Too much. It was too much. Way too big. Way too big. This is too big. Like, I'm impressed, but this is too much. They don't care. The instant they got high, they forgot all about the fact that I just helped, like the fact that this even happened. They don't even care anymore that this shouldn't have happened, and it did anyway. They're already on the fact of now they're high. And so we pull over to a gas station at some point in this story. And a message pops up on the phone to go to Colorado from a dude. And I'm watching as my friend Alex is showing me this phone. How about a guy who only said one fucking thing. And then said he's in Denver, Colorado. And then Alex is like, we're on our way. We're going. Here we go. We're aborting the mission of Phoenix, and we're heading to Colorado. We're doing that now. We're doing that now. Now we're on this mission. Now we're going this way. Now things have changed. Now we are high and on drugs. And our decision-making skills and our ability to think and how we feel have been affected. And now we're heading in a completely different direction. The dude said follow the path, and I could feel the path. And I start crying. I look into this dude in the face. I said, we're going to die. And I said, I can't leave. We can't leave. We're going to die. Nobody believes me. At this time, the girl in the back seat, I'm just going to openly state it, was fully possessed by an outside force. She was puking on command to words that were trying to save us. Anytime everything in this car was being controlled and influenced by things outside the car. As in not me, not Alex, not the dog, and not her. And here I am being guided by something else. I'm actually sober, even though I just did a fat line with everybody. I'm sober. That's how real it was. I'm crying. Because I know we're all going to die. We got this mission to go up to the Colorado mountains in the snowstorm. It came out of nowhere. To go meet somebody with one message. It was all an illusion. The reason why that guy even texted back and everything was all an illusion. The dude who even texted didn't even know Alex really at all. All an illusion. All of it. And he's sitting there telling me about, do you know where we are? Says Alex. We got to get the fuck out of here. This land is Native American lands, as in it's you know, it's this, they're saying, whatever you call that. It's not our land, it's their land. And that's where we were. And to fast forward this story, we leave. I leave. And I know my mission is not to do what they say. Who do you listen to? There is a couple of things going on in this car. There's two sources of information. One of which you should never listen to. The other you should. And as fucked as it sounds to say that I was the one who is being guided through the right listening to, and they weren't. I'm sorry, but they weren't. If we would have listened to them, we all would be dead. I don't have no proof. I don't need it. If there is any proof, it is based upon the evidence of doing things and seeing the results that prove that who do you listen to matters. So with that said, I'm driving. I'm telling them, we can't do this. I throw out my speaker out of the car, $140, I don't got a radio. Trying to prove. He's like, why did you do that? I'm like, because you're not listening. I'm like, what am I willing to give up? What am I willing to give up? I throw the weed out the car. I watch this dude change. You're going to turn back for that fucking weed. Just like that girl did before we started our mission with that story about the pill, and no matter how stupid it was. And I knew we couldn't turn around for that weed. I knew we couldn't get the drugs. He doesn't care that it was me that manifested the drugs. Like, if it wasn't for me saying we need to go to TA and me waiting outside and me talking to this guy, if it wasn't for all that, none of these drugs would even be here. None of that matters. Because it's all about, we gotta do this now. And I could feel it. I was like, oh, fuck. I was so feeling it that I parked my car on the side of the interstate with nothing but snowy mountains and woods for hundreds of miles. And I get out. And I walk across the interstate. And I go through the woods. I jump over these fences. I'm going to pause this video and start another one, just in case, because it's kind of long. But just know that I parked my car and left it with the full intention of never seeing it again and never seeing these people. And I yell out before I leave, take it. Take the money. I yell out to Alex, take it and get somewhere safe. Go. Forget about me. I will not call the cops. I will not report my vehicle stolen. Go. Pause.